Come on in. Today's drink is coffee with some whipped cream. Grab a drink and enjoy the video. Back to it again. Looks like we are good to go. Her subscription got renewed, so she's not going to have issues focusing this time like last time. And we have Kitty Cat in the background. Alright, let's go to work. Oh, it seems I made it just in time. Car backfiring. Gillian says, really? It sounded more like a gunshot to me. Has he ever heard of a gunshot? Or has he ever heard a gunshot before? He's saying, haven't we all at some point? Well, yeah. He sounds more like a car's exhaust. I don't know, Gillian says. It's too dry. Jill says, yeah, but gunshots give more echo. Dana says, what if it's a firecracker? Ah, boss. Firecrackers. Yep. A couple of years ago, there was an incident where some dude killed a cop. He managed to slip away because his pistol was mixed up with the usual mega Christmas firecrackers. That's what Dana's saying. Gillian says, nah, it sounded too hollow for firecrackers. Well, whatever, this is not a morning talk show. True, I'm not paying you to chit-chat about meaningless things. At least not amongst yourselves. Right. Jill says, we shouldn't lose time over a car's exhaust. Hey. Alright, picking music again. Okay, let's go with this music. Jill says, time to mix drinks and change lives. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, a new customer. Hello, I'm looking for some information. Another reporter? What kind of information? What can you tell me about a girl named Crimson Rose? Does sound like a tacky online handle. It is a bit redundant for that. This guy asks, do you know anything about her? Nope. Sorry. I have $80 here that might refresh your memory. Now that you mention it, I remember something. Okay, chill. Really? Yeah, now I'm totally sure that I have no idea whatsoever who you're talking about. Nothing at all? Nothing. Man, you're a sucky bartender, not having any info I need. Well, first of all, why assume I just happen to have the info you conveniently need? Does that girl frequent this place? Is there any proof that I might have the information you're so desperately seeking? Well, And second, you're not going to get anywhere by offering me physical money, Jill says. In fact, what are you doing with physical money? You want to get mugged so badly? Oh, it must be pretty bad to not even have physical money during this time. Moreover, even if I did know something, do you really think $80 is enough? You can do almost nothing with $80. It's not enough to have a decent lunch. That's really bad. If you can't even have a decent lunch with $80. Yes, why are you scolding me? Why did you call me a sucky bartender for not conveniently having the info you need? Jill asks. Wait, of course. You want all deals to be clean, so you need me to spend money on the bar. I mean, spending money on the bar is pretty nice. That's how it works, right? I spend money, you give me the info. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay then, give me a drink, but keep it under $80. $80. Let's see what kind of drink you can buy with that. There's a gut punch. Just gut punch. Okay. So he's gonna get a gut punch because that's $80. Here you go, gut punch. Here. Okay then. Do you know anything about the girl? No. But you said she tricked you. Maybe. Maybe not. Turns out it's maybe not. Okay, Jill. Jill says you were the one deluding yourself into thinking I might know something. And like I said, $80 is nothing. So I need to spend more? I'll give you some intel, Jill says. Spend all the money you want, but I know nothing, and no amount will change that. Uh-oh. He wants his money back? Why? The order is right, isn't it? I guess. So, why are you looking for that girl, Mr. Vondelay? Art Vondelay. That's an interesting name. So, I guess we'll go with Art. He's a private detective. So I'll assume you're either looking for a missing girl or working for a creepy online stalker. Art says, you're assuming the girl I'm looking for is innocent or lost. Is she not? She's half of the so-called Reapers of the city. 2 guns for hire that work for whoever's resourceful enough to find them and wealthy enough to pay them. Crimson Rose and Cobalt Lily, they call themselves. But one blue and one's red. Jill says they still sound more like teenagers' internet nicknames. So, who wanted you to track her? Art says, I don't know. I got the letter with the instructions and a paycheck. What if it is a prank? Vondelay says, I have the money, so what do I care if it is? Besides, considering the amount I was able to cash in with that check, I'd be a pretty wasteful prank. Oh, it'd be a pretty wasteful prank. Still, any information or rumors you could give me? They don't have to be related to the girl. But why do you need them? He says it's always good to keep up with local goings-ons. Well, let's see. Sorry. I can't think about anything right now. Most of the conversations you hear in here aren't rumor-worthy. Humor-worthy, maybe, but not much about current events. At least, not beyond what you see on the news. Art says, damn it, what kind of bar is this if you can't gather the word on the street? What kind of film noir world do you think you live in? Gil might know something if you're so fixated on finding some kind of information, Jill says. Elaine says, in the background, I don't know what you're talking about. Do you know something that might help me, Gil? He says, I certainly don't, and I'm offended by the suggestion that I do. He knows something. Art gets it. He's got something. Jill says, on second thought, maybe it's better if you don't get involved with him. Well, this has been a major waste of time. And here I thought all that noise BTC bars have made lately would be useful for something. Noise? What noise? Art says, you don't know? I'm asking for a reason because I don't know. You'll find out soon. Don't worry. And he's not going to tell you. Art says, in any case, I guess I'll have another drink and leave. And what does he want this time? He wants a Grizzly Temple. Grizzly Temple. A drink that's $220 compared to the $80 that he wanted for information. I see. Yes, Grizzly Temple, here we go. Okay then. This is going to be deducted from the $80 from earlier, right? No, it's a separate drink. Fine. Come on, there has to be something. This week has been slow as hell. The only good thing I've heard is about this girl who threw herself off the roof of a nearby mall. And the whole thing about a woman catching her midair makes me think it's a total made up. It's totally made up. Oh, at least she's safe. Jill says aside from rumors that the Harbingers are looking to cause trouble at a bank today. No, not really. Damn it. Wait, who told you that? It appeared on the news, didn't it? Jill says. Yeah, Art says, but the name Harbingers wasn't used. No Glitch City outlet has reported that themselves. There are rumors that someone or something is keeping them silent, and even the international outlets are using the name Harbingers. They're avoiding acknowledging the organization yet for some reason. So you're either one of them or somebody in the know told you about it. Uh-oh, I think she got kept. I just captured a screenshot. I guess she got found out. Jill says, yeah, Donovan D. Dawson wasn't here for the last 3 days, actually. Really? I wonder if you'll notice the glass that the idol signed. Art says, I mean, sure. I can't think of anything that would be useful involving him right now, but... Okay, he didn't notice the glass. Did he talk about anything interesting? Jill says, interviewing the idol that had a show a couple days ago, dealing with messy interns. Par for the course, I guess. I see. That's... gunshot, Gillian says. Jill says it's a backfire. Dana says firecrackers. They're still gonna talk about this probably the whole time. Hey, what do you think that sound just now was? Art says sounded like something very heavy being dropped. Something heavy? Come on, that's not even close. It was definitely more like an explosion of some kind. He says, no, you could clearly hear the clashing of metal. Something that was both made out of metal and very heavy fell down. That's what made the sound. Whatever it is, it's not normal for it to be repeating so often. I wonder if something's happening. Art says, I heard there were some gang spats going on. Maybe they took the conflict there. Which means gunshots, Gillian says. If that's the case, I just hope they don't come too near us, Jill says. And now it looks like Art's gonna go. Seems coming here wasn't a waste of time after all. I'm surprised. He says, really, I just have different needs, but there will come a time when this place might help me. Goodbye. Nice. Gangs then, huh? With the gunshots? Gillian says, unlikely. This is unicorn territory. What does that mean? Oh, they've always been a neutral and important third party in other gangs' deals. Then who, what now? I'll just pretend I heard nothing, Jill says. And Gillian says, thank you. You left me thinking about the whole noise from BTC bars thing. What's up with that? Jill says. Gillian says, I think I heard something about money laundering through bars. Don't take my word for it, though. Money laundering. I guess we will find out soon enough. Welcome. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at all these 8s going across the... Streaming Chan. That is her name. Okay. I'm Streaming Chan, giving you a live video feed of my life and adventures 24/7. Bathroom time and naughty moments only available to premium users. Her name is Streaming Chan. It's only $99.99 a month? Go premium now, that's kind of expensive. True, I forgot about the inflation law. It's Friday night, and you all know what that means. It's time for fuck, I can't do this. It's time for Streaming Chan's Escapades! Oh god, today's escapade is brought to you by ShiningFingered.moe, leaders of VR adult entertainment since 2069. Buy a year of premium membership and you'll get a code. I get the joke, 69. Exchange the code for a free trial of a VR experience modeled after yours truly. Oh gosh, excuse me. Oh, she says, Streaming-chan says, oh my god, I don't like her name. Streaming says, today I picked the shoddiest, nastiest, smelliest, ugliest bar I could find downtown. And sadly, it actually looks half decent inside. So much for going to a crapple bar that smells like dog urine. Okay, excuse us, or excuse me. Streaming says, but no matter, tonight I'll give you an escapade. An escapade you'll never forget. Hey you, where's the bartender? We're talking to her now. Very funny, where is he, really? Right in front of you. Hey you, the pretty boy over there, where's the bartender? Lillian says, you're looking at him. Streaming says, no way. No hot, shirtless guy playing with fire and serving drinks while flirting with you. No sexy, scantily clad girl jiggling around the place. You're telling me you two, dressed like fudging waiters, are the bartenders here? Yep. Seems that way. I'm sure they're dressed nicely. Is that a problem? Streaming says, of course it's a problem. Friday nights are peak viewing hours. I need something sexy or enticing to keep them interested. Oh well, there's an easy solution to that. There is? Yeah, just take your top off. Oh gosh. Streaming says, you might need to take off your bra too, depending on how the traffic goes. Wait, you're quite flat. Do you even use a bra? Okay, that's rude. Streaming says, is that piercing glare a no? Come on, one of us is gonna have to take off their top off, and it ain't gonna be me. I already did that once today. Ugh. And it's too late to go somewhere else. By the time I find an even nastier bar, they'll be closed. What's your policy on wearing pants? Joe says, somebody tried to have me fired for wearing a skirt, so we deal with that on a case-by-case basis. Interesting. Streaming says that's not a concrete answer. I need binary yes-no answers. My viewers have the attention span of fruit flies, and that's also very rude. If they wanted to use their brains, do you think they'd watch something like this? I need to keep them entertained, and the fact that you still have your shirt on isn't helping. Wait, I know. Give me a drink, a big one, the nastiest one you can think of. Hello? Service here, please. Oh, Jill. He says, wow, it's like my brain shut down. Sure. Nasty drink, nasty drink. Manly and promo drinks are both nasty, but that's my opinion. We'll go with manly drinks then. When the chat just goes on as I'm trying to make her a drink. Got it. She wants a big drink. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. On the rocks and mix. Okay, here we go. A big Slupex. Streamy says, alright, then cheers. Uh-oh, he's chugging it. Bill says, I don't think you should chug it. Quickly. Streaming says, it's like it hit me, but I didn't feel it until a few seconds later. Is this what being kicked in the balls feels like? I wouldn't know. Oh, Gillian says, yep. Okay, I've decided. I'll just get really wasted. That's gotta be fun enough, right? If you say so. Streaming says, okay, in the meantime, what can you tell me about this bar? Bill asks, what do you mean? Weird stories, fun stuff, interesting facts. You're being seen by an average of 6,000 people. Make their time worth it. Okay, let's see then. Jill says, last weekend we held a party for the Safar Toy Company. And it's a company run completely by dogs. Really? This place was completely overrun by corgis. Dreaming says, wait. Corgis? Did you really serve drinks to corgis? Jill says, tuxedo-clad talking corgis. Yeah. Oh, they were nicely dressed. Let's go. Dreaming says, wow. Awesome. Wait, you're not shitting me, right? I wish I was shitting you. Trust me. What else? What else? She asks. Let's see. Jill says Donovan D. Dawson from the Augmented Eye was here for 3 nights in a row. Streamy says that perfumed chauvinistic bastard. Okay, she also doesn't like him. Just the other day, someone from Augmented Eye interviewed me, actually. Oh, what did they ask? Streaming says, oh, the usual BS. Who I was, what I did, future plans, inspirations. The one that interviewed me was this small, meek girl with glasses. She seemed a bit bitter, though. I wonder why. But enough about that. Wait, can I see that glass over there? Jill says, Sure. This signature, is this Kiramiki's? Yup. Someone got it. Get out. Really? Is this some kind of secret hidden bar of the stars or something? Jill says, not really. We're just in the right place at the right time. What kind of person is she when she's not on stage? I've tried to get a meeting with her, and she actually seemed willing, but she's always busy, Raymond says. Kiramiki's a very nice girl. She seemed to be completely invested in her work. She loves what she does, and it shows, Bill says. You'd think she'd be some sort of diva, but as far as I'm concerned, she's one of the nicest people I've met. I knew it! I knew she was nice. Her passion shows in her concerts, you know. She's so spontaneous. Her performances are never the same. Every time she sings Shine Spark, I feel like my soul is warming up like a high-performance computer. Shine Spark! I find myself singing it in the shower all the time. And those who pay premium can hear me sing every day at $99.99 a month. Go premium now! That aside, I was about to call BS on what you said, but I guess you do have some sort of proof for everything. Can I keep this glass? No. No, you can't. Pretty please? She asks. Jill says no. Party pooper. At least this bar might be more interesting than I initially thought, Streaming says. The one thing that make it perfect is if pretty boy over there had a pass with the KGB. Okay. Gillian says, who told? Yeah, that'd be crazy, huh? ... Jill says, are you gonna order anything else? Oh, what? Yeah, the whole getting wasted thing, Streaming says. I heard of a drink called Bad Touch. Give me a big one of those, please. Big Bad Touch. Looking right up. Jill loves the name of this one, as always. Rocks and mix. Bad Touch, coming right up. Streaming says, I was expecting something dirtier. Ew, they have olive brine. I could pour in a bit. That's what Jill said. With such a dirty name, it feels like the drink ought to come in a phallic glass or be this thick white liquid, is what Stream says. That would have skyrocketed the watchers at least threefold. Don't you have anything like that? No, just a drink. I'll have to make do with the condensed milk when I get home, Streaming says. Friendly reminder that today's escapade is brought to you by ShiningFinger.moe, leaders of VR adult entertainment since 2069. Buy a new year. Oh god, this is a lot. Buy a year of premium membership for a neat code. Said code will net you a free trial of a VR experience with a model based on Moe. Ay. Jill asks, what's the deal with that VR experience? Well, a fan made a NND model of me. When Shining Fingered asked me about a model for our partnership, I just contacted him. He got money for polishing the model a lot more. I got my partnership. We all won, Streaming says. I even got him a year of free premium membership and a VR set. Is that nice? And what is an ND? Streaming Chan says, don't tell me you haven't heard of Niku Niku Dance. Bill says, I asked for a reason. Streaming Chan says, it's music videos with 3D models. Yeah, that sounds like a good enough explanation. Okay. To be honest though, the model is a bit meatier than me. Not that I mind it though, considering the use it gets. Joe says. Streaming Chan says, you know, I was expecting you to be more scared when I said that you're being watched by a lot of people. It is hard to be scared when you can't see these people. That's what Jill says. But they're still there, you know? Sure, they're behind screens and sometimes in the opposite corner of the world, but every single one of my viewers is a real person with a real life. Not being here doesn't make them any less real. That is very true. And Jill says, I understand, but it's just not the same. They're not here, visibly paying attention to me. I don't get paranoid because of my own contacts. Yeah, that's true, I guess. So, tell me, what made a lady like you become a bartender? Streaming asks. Jill says it's not exactly an exciting story. And she wants to know if it involves a man. Jill says no. Streaming Chan says, what about a crime? No crime. A childhood promise? Nope. A religious vow? What? You're not gonna tell me that you just decided out of the blue to quit your job and start bartending? That's actually what kind of happened. Sorta. Streaming Chan says, oh come on. No epiphany? Quarter life crisis? Not even a hot teacher somewhere along the line? Joe says, ... Life isn't always a young adult novel where every decision is a road code. Streaming Chan says, and that's a problem. 1/3 of my audience are teens that shouldn't be allowed to watch my streams. Throw me a bone here. There must be a nice, mystical story you can tell about yourself, Miss Bartender. Bill says, well, yes. Sometime after I started working, I got an interesting client. He was a DRK SOL. Fuck. A really old Luma model, okay. These are some interesting names for the models. Jill says, apparently his power supply was running low. His charger was destroyed, and he didn't have the money to buy upgrades or replacements. He also seemed to have neglected his maintenance. It was from the time when the collective source wasn't a cloud storage system, so he wouldn't be uploaded there once his body ran out of energy. It was weird, you know? He was the only Lulum I've seen with a clear-cut fear of mortality. No transcendence for him. He would disappear once his batteries ran out. It's like knowing you'll vanish while everyone else passes on to heaven. That I guess he felt bad about burdening someone else with his problems. So he went and gave me a fingertip of his that fell while we were talking. Before he left, he said, "If you remember me, maybe a part of me will be transcend." Interesting. Streaming Sean says, "Bravo, bravo. Touching, full of feeling, completely awesome. Pay to see a movie like that. So, what happened to that finger?" Jill says, "I made a pendant out of it. I carry it with me at all times." He has a finger pendant. I approve, I guess. If it's from a model. Streaming Sean says, "Even while bathing?" "Almost all the time." Or almost all times, Jill says. "Now that I think about it, how do you handle the stream if you want to watch a movie or something?" Streaming Chan says, "I have a plugin that lays mosaic censorship over whatever I watch on TV or in the theater." I see. That's kind of cool. Okay, this is getting stale. I'm gonna heat this up. I'm gonna heat this up even if I have to do this by myself. Even if I have to do it myself. Okay, yeah, whatever that said. We need to drop a cow in here, Miss Bartender. Get me drunk. I don't care how, just do it. Okay. So she's asking us to get her drunk. What is Sunshine Cloud? And optional. Fill that crap up. Alright, on the rocks and blended. It's like an old chocolate milk. Bitter, girly, and soft. Hopefully that's enough alcohol. So? Oh, yep, that did it. Streaming Chan says, "Lightheadedness, clumsy tongue, palms sweaty, knees weak, arms spaghetti. Can't feel my legs. Can't feel my legs." Alright, let's get on with the lewd stuff. First, I'll try to guess your bust size. I must warn you, I have a 90% success rate with this. I'd say B. Not big enough to fill a hand, but not small enough to make you look like a child. You're size B, right? Yeah, we're not discussing our bust size. Don't be like that. I can tell you're a cup B, or you're a B cup. Your attitude makes me think you're an S, and your behavior makes me think your blood is AB. What the fuck is an S? A sadist? So, how many did I get right? Jill says, "Who knows?" Streaming Chan says, "Ugh! Please let me get on with this. I need you to cooperate if this is going to be a success." Jill says, "Can I ask something?" "Finally! What's the point of getting drunk if you're going to behave the same way?" I guess it is kind of redundant, Streaming Chan says, "because you see, I'm drunk 24/7. Huh? Knowing people want to watch me do anything and everything. Seeing the viewer count steadily raise as I take more risks and become more adventurous. It's a feeling that neither alcohol nor sex can compare to. Speaking of that, if I get lucky tonight, you only need to pay $99.99 to see what happens afterwards. This is way too far gone. Go premium or go home." Jill says, "Do you really get lucky if the other person knows they're being streamed?" Oh, you'd be surprised how many people are turned on by that. Yeah. You. Jill says, "How do you deal with people who don't want their identities revealed?" "Everything's written here," she says. "By being captured by this camera, you hereby provide consent to the use of your face on all material produced by Streaming Chan LLC. I'm not sure how legal that is," Jill says. Streaming Chan says, "People believe it is, and I've yet to be troubled by a lawyer. It's funny though. When you're on the street, unless it's somebody really hot, you can't recall their faces. But learn their name and suddenly they're an fudgy snowflake that's better than all the rest. Huh. This is weird. I'm feeling sleepy. Jill's right. You did ask us to get you drunk. Why is it weird? Oh, she said she hasn't felt sleepy in quite some time. In fact, I've been sleep deprived for a while now. It's been a week since she went to sleep. I could never. Weeks are the ones with 30 days, right? Okay, so it's been a month. Yep, totally sleepy. I can feel my eyes getting heavier. And there's this weird lag when I try to move. What's up with that? Anyways, I think I'll take a little nap here before storming off and continuing the night. If you'll excuse me. And she probably... sleepy. Yep. Gillian says, should I call a cab? Bill says, and risk waking her up? Leave her be. I'd rather break the rules and let her sleep than deal with her again. I'm gonna take my break now. It's been a while since I needed a cigarette this badly. Uh-oh. Okay, that was the break. Now we're back again. Jill says, the lovely sensation of feeling like you're forgetting something. What? I'm just saying music. All done. Gillian asks, feeling better? Fresh air does wonders for you. Jill says, well, for a given value of fresh, anyway. New customer. This person says, I insist that it sounds like dynamite. Everybody's still discussing the sounds. No, it was too long to be dynamite. It sounded more like some heavy-duty tool. You're a heavy-duty tool. Yes I am. Wait, that... Damn it. So we have a green-colored person coming in and a yellow-colored person coming in based on the names of their text. Jill says, oh, welcome back. Betty was the green one. She says, I could have sworn this place looked a lot more pink last time we came. Maybe it's the lighting. Hey bartender, what did that noise just now sound like to you? Deal is the lime green one, is his name. He says, I say it sounds like construction, but Betty here says it's dynamite or something like that. Not you too. Eh? Bill says, do you think it's dynamite then? Bill says, what? No, I say it's a backfire. Gillian still thinks it's a gunshot, and Dana is going firecrackers. See? Those sounds have been going on all night and we can't figure out what they are. Betty says, well, we aren't here to discuss that. We are here to... who is he? Gillian. Nice to meet you. I don't know. You have more of a John face. He's always gonna get these John face accusations. Where was he last weekend? Betty asks. Bill said, I don't know, and I don't care. He already made amends for leaving me to fend off all those dogs. Anyway, what do you want? Beer. Betty wants beer. And Deal says, oh, what the hell? I'll have a beer too. Alright, we got 2 beers. Alright, 2 beers. After work beer is always the best beer. Yeah, I could agree with that. So tell me, bartender. Just call me Jill, Jill says. Betty says, Jill? That's a nice name. How's business lately? As usual. Wait, what usual means for us? We're not the kind to be filled to the brim during rush hours, and we don't have that many regulars, Bill says. So, it's just the same. Nothing's changed. Betty says, I guess when we came here with all the dogs, it was quite the change of pace, huh? Yeah, you have no idea. Now Deal has a question for Jill. Jill says, is it about the girl sleeping next to you? Please don't wake her up. Jill says, do you regularly let people sleep here? Jill says, no, but I'd rather have her sleeping than talking. Gillian says, should you be saying that with at least 6K people listening? Jill says, let them hear. I don't care. 6K people? Betty asks. She calls herself Streaming Chun. She's been streaming her life 24/7. Betty says, that sounds familiar. I think one of the dogs talked about seeing someone doing that. I don't know if it's the same person. Jill says, so 6,000 people are watching and hearing us? Yeah, considering the way she's sleeping, they're probably only hearing us. Her camera is against the table. I don't know how many are still in the channel though. Jill says, I see. Betty says, so, there will be a lot more witnesses if something's said. Do you guys have a criminal past? Nope. Betty just says just a minor charge of petty vandalism. Oh, what did you do? She apparently painted graffiti outside of my high school saying Miss Thompson's a cunt. Cool. Betty did that because she constantly humiliated whoever got her questions wrong. She also constantly bullied 2 of my classmates. True, I got a week of suspension and had to clean the wall, but it gave everyone the courage to speak up. Oh. So Jill asks, how's stuff up at Doglandia? Huh? Jill says, well, we recently struck a deal with Farmer Fabrics to start a doggy clothing line. Oh. Betty says it's that textile company where the owner believes herself to be an alpaca. That's interesting. Oh yeah, that one, Jill says. We had her here some time ago. She got drunk and so much saliva everywhere. What? But anyways, dog clothes. Jill says we hired a new employee and she showed the higher-ups some designs. After a couple of talks, they decided to give the clothing production a try. Those designs were embarrassing, you know, but something tells me that's why they were approved. Betty says, Alright, so they're gonna have another drink, so it's gonna be a brandini for both of them. 2 brandinis. Betty says you have such a wimpy taste in drinks, deal. He says not all of us spend their weekends in college partying like maniacs. Actually, not all of us went to college. Wow. Betty says you miss nothing. Sometimes I wish I could go back in time and kick myself. Jill asks, something on your mind? He says that girl that's designing the clothes. Laura? What about Laura? Or what about her? Jill says. She's cute, but she should take more care of her in her appearance. I mean, right now she fits the unkept cutie category so well that it's almost painful, she says. It's so cliche that I can't help but cringe when looking at her. It's like when you see something that's such a cheesy movie cliche, you just feel the need to kick whatever the hell it is. Kick? Jill asks. Betty, I didn't think I'd have to say this to you twice in the same month, but you shouldn't kick people, he says. She says I wasn't gonna kick her. Why do you think I'd kick her? Oh, because Steele has seen her kick people before. Apparently unprovoked or due to complicated reasons only you understand. Fine, guilty as charged. Still, I'm going to do something about her. I feel like I just need to. It's a matter of honor, Betty says. Honor. Well, maybe honor isn't the right word, but she has potential, and I'm not going to let her waste it. Dana says, Jill, I'm gonna go check the antenna on the roof. Alright. She's your boss, right? Betty says. Didn't you meet her before? Jill asks. Betty says, nope. I'm just the veterinarian. The dogs were the ones that organized a meeting with her. I'd say she's really good looking. But honestly, those pants rob her of her charm. What do you mean? What's wrong with her pants? Betty says they make her look too uptight, and at a glance, she doesn't seem like the type. Some shorts or a skirt would fit her better. Jill says, well, she wears a skirt or pants, depending on her mood. There was also this one time where she came in wearing a kilt. The kilt was awesome, Dana says. She does have really nice hearing. Now that I think about it, you have that hobby of speculating when someone's personality is based on just their looks, Jill says. I mean, you did the same with Jill here. Betty says, amazing. You actually made that sound weird as hell. Yes, I have the habit of trying to guess someone's behavior based on their looks. No, it's not a hobby. You made that sound like I'm some sort of creep. Jill says, I did? What did you think about me? Betty says, nothing much really. Mostly that you were too polite. Not a natural polite though, more like a professional polite. You're like that because you need to be. That was it really. Although the way you looked at me when I said your boss could use a skirt or shorts was interesting. You seemed interested in what I said. Like you'd like to see that scenario. Uh-oh, she's getting caught again. Jill says, you're thinking too much. What do you think about Gil then? Betty says, Lillian says, ... Betty says he's either a total simpleton or acts like one in a way that consumes the rest of his character. Says, yeah. But anyways, I'm just a vet, Betty says. My judgment might be clouded by seeing so many furry businessmen. Let's have another round. Sounds like a good idea, Deal says. I'll have something strong, Betty interrupts. He says, you need to pump some testosterone into your taste and drinks. You'll thank me later. Trust me. So what are we going with? 2 strong manly drinks. You shut up, she says. 2 strong manly drinks. Okay. Now let's go with Mars Blast. Those are fun. Oh, dude, I forgot to mix it. Hey, 2 Mars Blasts. Now drink. Jill says. Oh man up, you'll get used to it, Betty says. Hey Jill, has someone ever proposed to you as a prank? You know, make you think they're falling in love with you just to reveal that it was all a prank? Jill? Uh-oh. She did. Jill says, first year of high school, the guy I had my eyes on for a whole year had asked me out. Saturday morning, I go to the meeting place. What do I find? It was all a prank by some bees. Uh-oh. Ouch. Sorry, Jill says, the worst part isn't that they set me up, but rather that I saw it coming. I knew that guy wouldn't find me attractive enough to ask me out. I knew those bees would target me sooner or later just for kicks. I knew it all, so when it all happened, I felt nothing. They confirmed my suspicions that teenagers are a plague that must be eradicated. Oh, anyway, why the question? Betty says, hey, peaceful scrap. Jill says, yeah. These are the situations where you should have stopped me before I said anything, Betty says. And Jill says, it's better to learn by tripping yourself. Yeah, why the question? She was just asking because one of her ex's cousins had been hitting on her last couple of days. If it were somebody else, I'd pretend to be straight with the help of this piece of crap here. Sadly, she knows who I am. Worst part is, knowing Vero, she's probably put her cousin up to it as a practical joke. That's not fun. Jill says, well, I suggest telling the cousin that she should cut it out. If she feels genuinely offended, they might not have been in cahoots. But I'm just spouting nonsense based on what you told me. don't pay too much attention. Better than my suggestion. Betty says, waterboarding was her suggestion. That's what Dio is saying. Dio says the fact that she knows how to waterboard somebody is what scares me most. And Betty went to the Girl Scouts. And she was also taught how to skin a deer. I see nobody making a fuss about that. But yeah, your advice sounds good enough. Especially when you factor that if Gina's been honest about her, she probably wouldn't feel offended. Gina, Theo asks. Which one was that again? Betty responds with blonde, flat as a cutting board, but cute as a button. Oh yeah, she came to the office Christmas party, right? Theo asks. That's the one, Betty says. Well, it's getting late, we should be going. Yeah, Theo says. Thanks again for everything, Jill. Bye-bye. Well, that was a little cute conversation with a company called Doglandia. Now Dana's back. She's saying that those damn cats moving the internet antenna. Oh yeah, Jill. Or yeah, Gil. Some guy said I should tell you that the bunny's late, whatever that means. Gillian says, oh shit, boss, I'm leaving early. If I don't come back in 2 days, consider me as good as dead. Dana says, yeah. Jill asks, so shouldn't we be worried? Dana says, think of him as a kid that tells outrageous stories to get attention and everything will be easier. Besides, he knows how to take care of himself. Right. He'll be here like Monday, or he'll be here on Monday like nothing ever happened. In any case, I'll be back in my office. Maybe now I can finish watching that tutorial, Dana says. Oh, we're hearing some news. So let's see what the news says. Newscaster, this just in. News at this hour? Jill asks. Newscaster says, the Apollo Trust Bank has locked its doors, leaving around 30 people trapped inside. The security system was activated after somebody tried to steal information from the main database. Early this morning, the bank... Damn, that's rough, Jill says. Ah, hello, Jamie. Jamie says, did you see the news about the Apollo Trust Bank? Yeah, the news flash just ended. It sounded like things got pretty ugly. Jamie says, from what I heard, there was a commotion earlier today. Something about people being unable to leave the building. Let's hope for the best. Yeah, let's do that. Gil just stormed off a minute ago. Jamie says, I see. I guess the bunny was late. He definitely knows what's going on. Gil says, Mars blasts have always seemed poorly named to me. Shouldn't it be red instead of yellowish? Then again, the whole red planet thing is still its nickname. Streaming Chan is still sleeping. And everybody's asking about this girl. Joe says, her equipment's probably still running, so you might want to watch what you say. And he says, thanks for the advice. Changing the subject a bit, have you been hearing explosions something throughout the day? I heard that a supersonic drone was undergoing tests and lost its course. That might be it, is what Jamie says. Oh, explosions by then. Now they're just confirming that. Jamie says sonic booms are not sounds people can normally identify. And this one drone made a lot of noise when breaking the sound barrier. Oh, is this an area to test that kind of stuff? Jill asks. It's not, which makes the whole thing quite suspicious. Man, if only Gil was here, because he thought it was gunshots. I guess we would be kind of worried. He always leaves without notice. for days and always comes back unscathed. I'd be lying if I said I'm not worried, but at the same time, I just kind of became used to it. Jamie says, he can be a troublesome man, huh? Hey, Jill asks, do you think the people in the bank will be alright? Oh, it's not the first time the bank has been closed like that. So why would things seem off? Jamie says, I don't know. Maybe it's the hour. Maybe it's the fact that the news is making an unusually big stink out of it. Let's hope I'm just overthinking it. Are you worried about something else? Jamie asks. Jill says, a girl that was in here yesterday said she's going to that bank. It's not like me to be personally invested in what happens to clients, but never mind. You want something else? Yeah, one more drink. Or a beer. Beer time. Here we go. Jamie says, I once read that beer played an important history in humanity's history. Wait, did I read that right? I once read that beer played an important part in humanity's history. Okay, I did. Jill's familiar with the theory. The gist of it is that brewing was an important part of society during its development. Drinks were ubiquitous while feasting. They helped to foster bonds and build faction alliances. Given enough time and enough beer, larger societies would be born. Jamie asks, have you ever thought about brain uploading? He says, I was thinking, what's the point of uploading yourself if you're still here? Let's say you upload yourself and effectively that new someone's in cyberspace. You will still be here. Wouldn't it be weird to know that there's a you that's not you somewhere? Is this what we're thinking late night at a bar? Jill says, I guess it'd be the same as cloning, huh? Imagine if your cyberspace self found out about the real you somehow. Hell, imagine talking to your other self. Apparently there's more to it. Imagine placing multiple copies of you in different situations, Jamie says, exposing each one to different scenarios to see how they develop. That is heartbreaking in a way. It would require a lot of testing, wouldn't it? Bill says, imagine someone with some illness uploading their brain into the ether, only to find out their physical bodies are still alive and here, instead of living in a place where there is no disease. Okay. And there's apparently an article from a while back from the earliest forms of brain uploading. Jamie says it would scan the brain in such a thorough and intense manner that it would effectively kill the person. Oh. It used the words burn the brain. Oh, not good. All for nothing because the data would be corrupted or broken. They halted all brain uploading research after that. I think they started another project about living brains in jars or something after that. Now that's an interesting subject. Jamie says it makes for a nice time sink when I'm doing nothing. Well, okay. What a interesting way to end the day. Yes. And he asked us to say hi to Gillian. Oh, boss is back. He says, you want to stay here? Seems the street's quite restless. And Jill's like, thanks, but I'll pass. What did she say? I have a couple of matters to attend to at home. We do. Yeah, she ordered a nano camo module for her apartment. It should be installed by now. That is kind of expensive, and to be honest, I asked my mom for it. She had been pestering me about what gift I wanted for Mega Christmas for a while. She was asking for that for 4 years now, and I've always said I was fine. So I took the chance and asked her for it. Used up all the past gifts. Makes sense. Feels weird to ask your parents for a gift like that when you're 27. Maybe she doesn't mind. Dana also asks, so what will the nano camo module change from your apartment? Jill says, I got the basic plan, walls and one piece of cloth. I picked my Katatsu too. Yay, Katatsu! Wait, why would she be surprised and not know what a Katatsu is? Dana says, I'm more impressed that you know what it is. I mean, photons are common knowledge, but a Katatsu, not so much. Jill says, well, days get cold and the heater might not be enough. And the Japanese have mastered how to live comfortably in reduced spaces. Boss wants to come over sometime. Oh, they're gonna plan for a beer. And the girl is still drunk, sleeping. Okay, boss is going to take care of everything, and Jill's just gonna leave. Makes sense. That was the end of this day. Flawless service. Total funds $5,143. No mistakes. That's pretty good. Yay, now we can customize our room. I'll probably do that on the next one.